Well, now that you guys waited long enough so I can make my spoiler video, it's time to get those spoilers for Pacific Rim, guys. Let's cue the music. Hey guys, Keon here, and I am back with another review about Pacific Rim, only this time it is a spoiler review. Now we're going to jump into this real quick. So like the things I do want to address that I wanted to say in my video from before, but I couldn't because it was spoiler free, is that in Pacific Rim, what they do with John Boyega, you know, he's a party animal, that's what he likes to do. He used to be cadet, and I believe 10 years before and everything. But then Pacific Rim, he was a part of everything in Pacific Rim, but he was removed the year before from what we're gathering there. So that's why you didn't see him around or anything. I'm not sure if they ever mentioned him in Pacific Rim 1. It's been a minute since I've seen it. But I do like the fact that they do introduce the girl. I forgot her name, but she was in Pacific Rim 1. They introduced her back. The Asian lady who was the love interest of the main character, Beckett, and also Idris Elba's adopted daughter. So I do like the fact that she was introduced back in there, and then you kind of get a little bit their relationship there, because they do start as brother and sister. They do start each other's family. I like that. I mean, you don't get her along because unfortunately she does die. There's a rogue Jaeger apparently that is coming to the city. Jaeger couldn't have came at the worst time. There's a moment where there's basically a petition to have, I believe, Jaegers that are controlled by AIs or some sorts like that. So they're trying to deploy Jaegers a much faster way instead of like taking time or everything. So you have one brand, this brand industry called Show, and they're trying to take care of that. They're the ones that are trying to introduce this new deployment, but apparently there's a rogue Jaeger, but it's actually kind of helped promote the idea even more so. So then when that whole Jaeger comes in, you have John Boyega's character and Scott Eastwood's character, who are basically the pilots for Gypsy Avenger. It used to be Gypsy Danger, but it got an upgrade. So they're the ones that are supposed to take care of that. Unfortunately so, this Jaeger is really tough. For God's sakes, he even had 2 blades. I thought that was amazing. But at the same time, they do have to go fight it, and it does cause a lot of havoc, even cause the girl to die. And I was mentioning the little girl that in the movie that I honestly couldn't remember her name. I really liked about her what he did with her character, that she's a scrapper. Oh, well, funny enough, I didn't mean to say that, but she made her own Jaeger out of many different parts of sorts. So she named it Scrapper. So she's a junkyard person. Long story short, I like the fact that she was able to build her own. Don't get me wrong, the Jaeger's nowhere near as big as the ones that the soldiers and all of them have. Nowhere near as big as those. They even becomes a point where her Jaeger goes against a real giant Jaeger. I forgot the name of that Jaeger, but it was her and John Boyega, because John Boyega seems like he's a smuggler. Funny enough, that guy is in Star Wars working with Han Solo, who was a smuggler, but now but he's basically a smuggler. That's what it seems like. He makes deals, but he basically tricks the people that he works with. And he was at a jam, but at the moment she stole a specific part that he was looking for. So that's how they come across one another. And I really like how her Scrapper works, because the way she has it set up is no such thing where you have to link your mind to it. So it's not really taking any strain on your body, because only two people or 2 or more people have to use a Jaeger, because there'll be too much strain on one person. And it does show near the end of the movie when John Boyega tries to use it on his own, and it does kind of strain him. And he even does mention that back then he tried that, but he blacked out. Because with Scrapper, it's more of your whole body is similar to how a regular Jaeger would work, except for the whole mental capacity part. But I like the fact it's like she's on skates and stuff, especially when she's making them roll. Oh my god, I actually really want to see this movie again just to see that whole scene. But damn, I already did it. Like how they reference every now and so that, you know, that she is knowledgeable. Let's come to that type of product, because there's a point where John Boyega finds out that the rogue Jaeger was actually I forgot what they call the kaiju, the aliens or whatever the creatures on the other side. Not the kaijus. The kaijus are the giant monsters, but there's another race on the other side. Precursors. Fuck it, I'm gonna call them precursors. The precursors basically have one of their type of sentient creature. They have one of their sentient things in the rogue Jaeger, so that's what's controlling it and was allowing it to fight. And that thing was really good, so damn. But that's the only time you really see anything of that being used. But in the further down, there is more of them actually. It turns out that are inside the AI versions of the Jaegers that are being produced by Show Industries. And then it turns out with the whole plot twist that Charlie Day and the other scientist guy, they rift in Pacific Rim 1. Apparently one of the precursors was technically still in his mind as of right now. So he basically was putting parts of the kaiju blood, or not the kaiju blood, but the kaiju's minds or organs or something like that inside the different AI Jaegers, so that they were taking control of it, which actually was helping them open up a gate so 3 of their kaijus could actually rift. And it was really insane, to be quite honest. I really didn't see that coming. And one thing I forgot to mention in my spoiler-free review, there's some good humor in this movie. And honestly, I really do like the humor in here. It kind of really did give me that similar to your Force Awakens type of vibe. Not too much, not too little, just right in the middle, not like The Last Jedi. But I really did like how it was in there. There was even an homage to Gundam, which, honestly, I mean, I was in a theater full of like 6 people, and it kind of made me just say, what the fuck, like real loud. It just really caught me off guard. It was a Gundam statue. Wow. Where's Ready Player One when you need them right there? Damn, that would have came way in handy, even Iron Giant, for goddamn sakes. But when it came to the giant monster fights, I was actually really impressed with those overall. I was afraid that, because I believe my memory with Pacific Rim 1 isn't that great, because last time I really seen the whole movie was when they debuted it. But with the fights in here, because usually we see giant monster fights, I mean, the main experience I have from those is Kong Skull Island and Power Rangers. Not that great of examples, but still there they are. Kong Skull Island relatively had some good giant monster fights, but when it came to Pacific Rim, I was afraid that it was going to be too slow or anything like that, and it wasn't at all. Oh my god, my favorite Jaeger overall, I believe it was called Saber Athena. Man, that's the best Jaeger right there, guys. Go watch that damn movie just to see Saber Athena. Fucking best Jaeger ever. Near the end, holy shit, I love that Jaeger. So flexible. I really want to see more of that Jaeger come down in the future. I'm glad the pilots in there didn't die. And that does bring me on to one other thing. I did mention that there was a person in here that was a cadet that surprised me. And it is this kid from, if you guys ever seen this Disney Channel TV show, Jesse, where it was like the Indian kid that was one of the siblings. Yeah, he's in here, which really surprised me. Unfortunately, his character does die, because him and his pilot, they get kind of like arrogant. They were fighting a monster and they basically get tossed. I was actually kind of surprised he died, because it just seemed like he was burned or something. I don't know, maybe I have to rewatch the movie again. It just seemed kind of off-putting that only he died out of the whole batch that went out there to go fight the Jaegers. But back to the fights. The fights were really good. It seems that the whole goal for the kaijus, or the precursors in themselves actually, was to destroy basically our world. Just to destroy it, like in the whole our world. Because they summoned the 3 kaijus, they all combined into one, and then they were going for Mount Fuji just so they could basically destroy or erupt the volcano or some shit like that, and then it was gonna fuck up our whole world. And I like what John Boyega did and everything, because I still to this day, for Pacific Rim 2, I feel the same exact way like I did when I watched Pacific Rim 1. I can't stand the kaijus for the life of me. They're OP. I hate them way more than a fucking xenomorph, but goddamn, they're OP as hell. I can't stand them. Man, they piss me off, and they're too determined. Jesus Christ. So they basically had to skyrocket all the way into the air, not far enough to go to the, past into space and everything like they did in Pacific Rim 1. So I feel like the weight in part 1 may be a little actually higher than in this one, but it still is actually fine by me. They went far enough to where you're up in the clouds, pretty damn high, you see the sun kind of close. But anyways, and they had to dive right back down, and they had to go right through them, but they eject, because either way they would have died if they haven't ejected. So I thought that was really good. My only real gripe about this movie, in all honesty, because I'm really tempted to go see this movie again right now, but I gotta go see Rampage, so fuck. But the thing that really did bother me here was that, like, at the very end, they destroy it and everything. Then you have John Boyega's character and the little girl, because they had to pilot Gypsy Avenger because Scott Eastwood got injured. So the girl replaced him and everything. So that was cool. I really kind of saw that. I pretty much saw that coming. I liked it though. And they basically just on Mount Fuji. I mean, they were throwing snowballs. That was cool. I like, nice little dynamic. The whole. Because their relationship did grow, as friends and everything, from how it started to how it ended. Because when she was a little kid, like, the kaijus killed her parents, obviously, duh. I didn't like the fact that, I don't know, okay, they just lay down in the snow, and literally it just says Pacific Rim Uprising. I'm like, well, that was kind of rushed. And even though that after they show Pacific Rim Uprising, it says that, then they just do. They show Charlie Day is now in prison and everything, because precursors are in them still. So they have him in jail, and then John Boyega goes to him, and then he's Charlie Day precursor Charlie Day, whatever. It's like, oh, we're gonna come back every time, no matter how many times you stop us. And then John Boyega said, don't worry about it, because we're coming for you guys now. So that's pretty much hyping up a sequel for that, and I really hope they do get it. I'm not sure how well this really did in the box office. I don't think it did that well. But relatively, I mean, it was a fair amount of people that liked and disliked Pacific Rim 1, so come on. I'm pretty sure this one has a good fighting chance as well. Even though Pacific Rim 1 really was different. I really can't say which one I like better, because I can't remember one. So fuck, I'm not sure if I'll ever even do a review on one. But overall, guys, do check out Pacific Rim Uprising. I think you guys will actually be entertained by it. I'm not saying I liked it more than Ready Player One, but I'm just saying that it really was a good movie. That for this year, out of all the movies I've seen this year, there's definitely a favorite right there. But you're still young, still a lot of things coming out. Got Avengers Infinity War coming out next week. But as always, guys, if you like Pacific Rim Uprising, if you don't like it, comment below. If you like Pacific Rim 1, 2, comment. You like Pacific Rim 1, like, or dislike, comment below. Or if there's any Jaegers that you guys really like for me, Saber, Athena, comment below which one is your favorite, or you can even explain why. Also, if there's any other movies, animes, TV shows, or any other source that you want me to review, please comment below. And as always, guys, please do ring that bell, like if you dare, and subscribe if you care. And Keon for Miles.
I'm like a star, I'm burning out fast, I try to shine.